When John Harvard was 17, the plague swept through London. His father died. Several siblings died. In one summer, he became an orphan and an heir. He used what he inherited to go to university. He never stopped believing education was the most important thing a person could do. At Emmanuel College, Cambridge, John Harvard found his purpose. He earned his Bachelor of Arts, then his Master's. He became a minister, and he began to dream of a world where knowledge was not the privilege of the powerful alone. In 1636, he married Anne Sadler. They were young, educated, devout, and restless. England felt too confined, too many rules, too much compromise of faith. They decided to cross the ocean, to build something new. They could not have known how new. They arrived in the Massachusetts Bay Colony in 1637. The colony had just voted to establish a school, a little college in a town called Newtown. It had no books, no money, no teachers, just the idea of it. The college was barely a building, a few students, a dream that educated men were necessary for a just society. The Puritans believed deeply. A civilization without learning is a civilization that will not last. They were right. They just did not yet have the means to build what they imagined. In September 1638, John Harvard died. He was 30 years old. He had been in the New World barely a year. In his will, he left half his estate and his entire library of 400 books to the little unnamed college. He had no children. He left everything to the future instead. 400 books. In 1638, this was an extraordinary library. Philosophy, theology, history, science, law. Each book had been carried across an ocean. Each represented years of learning. To a tiny college in the wilderness, it was everything. It was the beginning of a mind. Harvard College grew slowly, then rapidly. More buildings, more students, more books. The wilderness became the city of Cambridge. The tiny college became a university. Generation after generation, it produced the men and women who would build and lead a nation and eventually change the world. 8 American presidents studied at Harvard. 161 Nobel Prize winners. The founders of some of the world's greatest companies. Scientists who cured diseases. Writers who changed how people saw themselves. All of them passed through the gates that 400 books made possible. There is a statue of John Harvard in Harvard Yard. Tourists touch its foot for good luck. But it is not actually his likeness. No authentic portrait of John Harvard survives. The face on the statue belongs to a student who posed in 1884. The most famous statue in academia is a beautiful fiction. From those 400 books came vaccines that saved millions of lives, technologies that connected humanity, economic theories that transformed nations, the men and women who discovered, led, and built the modern world. All of it traceable, in some small way, to one young man's final act of generosity. Every year, students from 150 nations walk through Harvard's gates. They carry with them the hopes of their families, their communities, their countries. They do not know John Harvard's name, but they are the answer to his prayer. John Harvard died at 30. He never saw the college named for him. He is buried in Charlestown, his grave nearly forgotten, while his name is known in every country on earth. The butcher's son changed the world. With 400 books, with one generous act, with the belief that learning freely given can transform everything.